Hello everyone, welcome to this session on GST notices, a critical aspect of GST compliance that every taxpayer must be aware of. So in this session, we are going to cover the type of notices under GST, then how to respond to each notices properly, and what are the common reasons for which notices are issued by the department. So before we proceed with today's session, let us quickly see what we did in our previous session. In our previous session, we learned about the viewing and downloading of GSTR returns. Then we learned about in what format the returns can be downloaded, that is PDF, Excel, CSV or in JSON files. So the returns that are downloaded in JSON formats can be imported to offline Excel utility or offline Java utility and used for reconciliation or recording purposes. So let us proceed with today's session now. What is a GST notice? So a GST notice is a formal communication from the GST department. Such notices are meant for seeking clarifications or action or compliances from the taxpayer. The reasons for which notices are issued can be non-filing of returns, then tax mismatch, then excess input tax credit claims, or any suspicious transactions that are either reported or not reported in the GST returns. So the notices will usually include the sections under which it has been issued and the reason for the issuance of such notices. Types of notices issued by the GST department. So the first one is GSTR 3A for non-filing of returns. So GSTR 3A is a system generated notice which is issued to the taxpayers who have failed to file the returns in form GSTR 3B or any other returns within the due date. Then scrutiny notices under section 61. Such notices are issued to seek clarification from the taxpayers. So the proper officer may scrutinize the return and related particulars furnished by the registered person to verify the correctness of the return and inform him about the discrepancies noticed. Then DRC 01 demand of tax under section 73 or 74. So the proper officer may issue notice to the taxpayer when they find a mismatch in the claimed amount and available amount in the value of input tax, credit or any other mismatch that leads to mismatch in the taxes. Then REG 17, that is proposed cancellation of registration. So this notice is issued by the proper officer if he has sufficient reason for which the registration of the taxpayer can be cancelled and the taxpayer must respond in form REG 18 against such notices. Then ITC mismatch notices based on GSTR 2A or 2B versus GSTR 3B. That is, the taxpayer has claimed excess input tax credit in GSTR 3B than what was available in GSTR 2A or 2B during the reporting period. Then ITC mismatch notices will be issued by the department. Other type of notices are audit notices. So audit notices will be issued to the taxpayer in form GST ADT 01 15 days prior to the start of audit. Then summons under section 70 of the Act. So during an ongoing inquiry, the proper officer have the power to summon any person whose attendance if he considers necessary either to give the evidence or produce a document or any other thing that is material while the inquiry is going on. Then ASMT 10 for assessment discrepancies. ASMT 10 is a scrutiny notice intimating the discrepancies in GST return along with tax, interest and penalty if any applicable. So how to view and respond to the notices issued by the GST department? So to manage the notices, we have to first log into our GST account. That is, we have to go to www.gst.gov.in and log into our GST account using our credentials. Then we have to navigate to the services tab. Under services, we have to go to user services, and then we have to navigate to view notices and orders. Under the view notices and orders, we will see the notices that has been issued to us. We have to then download the notice and we have to carefully read it. We have to check the sections under which such notices are issued. Then what are the issues against which such notices have been issued. Then the timelines within which we have to respond, and then what are the documents that are required to be furnished along with the reply. Next, we have to prepare our reply. We have to address each issue point wise. Then we should attach invoices, working sheets, ledgers, reconciliations, and other documentary evidence in support of our argument. Then we have to explain the differences, if any, with logical and legal reasoning. Afterwards, we have to upload our responses. So to upload our responses, we have to go to reply to notice section and attach the documents and file the reply using DSC or EBC. So we should always keep our reply and acknowledgement along with all the documents that have been submitted with the reply. So what are the common causes for GST notices? Return non-filing or delays. Due to non-filing of returns or filing of returns beyond the due dates, notices are issued by the GST department. Then GSTR 1 and 3B mismatch. There could be mismatch in GSTR 1 turnover and GSTR 3B turnover, or the taxes in both the returns. Then also notices will be issued by the department. Then GSTR 3B and GSTR 2A or 2B ITC mismatch. So if the taxpayer has claimed excess input tax credit that is not appearing in his 2A or 2B, or there are certain input tax credits that are not eligible or blocked under section 17(5), but the taxpayer has availed them in GSTR 3B, then also a mismatch notice will be issued by the department. Then excess refund claimed in case of exports or extra or excess balance available in the cash ledgers against which refunds have been claimed, and due to some reason the SSE has claimed excess refunds, then also notices will be issued. Then fake invoice or irregular vendors. There could be a scenario of fake invoicing by the vendors, or there could be cases where vendors are under the radar of GST and their investigation is going on, for which notices can be issued to the taxpayer also. So what are the tips to avoid notices? We have to file the returns on timely manner. We have to reconcile the books and returns monthly. Any discrepancies between the books and the returns must be reconciled on monthly basis and kept ready for any notices from the department. Then use correct HSN or SAC code and tax rates. The HSN, SAC and corresponding tax rate must be in sync with each other so that notices are not issued by the department. Then don't claim ITC without proper invoices. So the very important condition for availing input tax credit is the presence of tax invoice. So proper invoices must be held on record to claim the input tax credits. Then maintain documentation. All the documents must be kept properly for replying to or keeping us ready for the notices or any communication from the GST department. So to conclude, GST notices require timely and clear response. So the responses filed against the notices by the taxpayer must be crisp and clear, with all the sections and relevant documents to be attached with the replies. Then understand the notice type. The taxpayer must first understand the notice and also check the validity of such notice by referring to the sections under which such notices have been issued to the taxpayer. Then keep records for substantiating the replies submitted by the taxpayer and stay compliant. So before we conclude this section, let us quickly see how to view the notices on GST portal and respond to them. So here we have logged into our account. To view the notices issued, we have to go to the services. Under services we have user services, and under user services we have this view notices and orders tab. So we'll click on this. So on the top of this page we have notices and orders and additional notices and orders. So here is the list of notices and orders issued by the authorities, that is notice or demand order ID, then issued by Jharkhand, like this is the Jharkhand GST department. Then type of, if it is a notice it would have written notice, but this is an order for amendment of core fields in the registration. So this is it. Then date of issuance 2019, due date, amount of demand nothing, and we can download it from here. The notice or the demand order will get downloaded from here. Suppose if we would have been issued with a notice in form ASMT 10, then there would have been an option to reply to such notices using ASMT 11. So in this way notices can be navigated to and downloaded, and finally read, and corresponding replies can be submitted against such notices. So that's it for this module and in this topic. Thank you.